4 days from now, 70,000 people are going to pack into SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, and the United States is going to play its first World Cup game on home soil in 32 years. The opponent? Paraguay. And if you have no idea who Paraguay is, what Group D means, or why any of this matters, you're in exactly the right place. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the U.S. group, who they're playing, what to watch for, and whether America can actually get out of this group and make a deep run. Let's break it down. First, real quick, here's how the tournament works, because it matters for understanding what the U.S. needs to do. 48 teams, 12 groups of 4. Every team plays 3 games in the group stage, one against each team in their group. The top 2 teams in each group automatically advance to the knockout rounds. And here's something new this year. The 8 best third-place teams also advance. That means 32 of 48 teams make it out of the group stage. 2/3 of the entire tournament moves on. The U.S. is in Group D alongside Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. Here are the games and when they're on. June 12th, USA versus Paraguay, SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. June 19th, USA versus Australia, Lumen Field, Seattle, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. June 25th, USA versus Turkey, AT&T Stadium, Dallas, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Mark those dates. Set those reminders. Now, let's talk about each opponent. Paraguay. Let's be honest, most Americans had to Google this one. Paraguay is a landlocked country of about 7 million people in the heart of South America, sandwiched between Brazil, Argentina, and Bolivia. They've been to 9 World Cups. They've never won it, but they've made the quarterfinals twice, most recently in 2010 when they knocked out Japan and came very close to reaching the semis. These are not a pushover. South American teams are always dangerous. They play with physicality, they're organized defensively, and they absolutely believe they can beat the United States. Their key player to watch is Miguel Almirón. If that name sounds familiar, it's because he plays for Newcastle United in the English Premier League and has been one of the most exciting attackers in England for the past few seasons. He's fast, direct, and capable of scoring from nothing. The honest assessment? The U.S. should win this game. Paraguay are ranked 62nd in the world, compared to the U.S. at 16th. But in the World Cup, rankings mean less than heart and hunger, and Paraguay will have plenty of both. What to watch? If the U.S. can score first and settle the crowd at SoFi, this game is theirs. If Paraguay dig in and make it 0-0 at halftime, it gets nervy. Game 2, Australia. And this is the one that matters most. The Socceroos, that's Australia's nickname, yes, really, have been one of the most improved national teams in the world over the last decade. At the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, they came within 1 game of the semifinals. They knocked out Denmark. They pushed Argentina to the absolute limit. Their best player is Martin Boyle, a lightning-quick winger who plays in Saudi Arabia's league and torments defenders with his pace. Their captain, Harry Suter, is a commanding central defender who makes it very hard to score against them. The Australia game on June 19th in Seattle is probably the most important game of the group stage for the U.S. Win it, and they almost certainly advance. Lose it, and suddenly the third game against Turkey becomes a must-win. Australia are ranked 24th in the world. They're better than Paraguay on paper. This is going to be a fight. What to watch? Christian Pulisic against Australia's back line. Pulisic has been in sensational form for AC Milan this season. If he's sharp, the U.S. can hurt any team in this group. Game 3, Turkey. And this one could be the most entertaining match of the group. Turkey are ranked 39th in the world, and they qualified for this World Cup in dramatic fashion, beating Kosovo in a playoff just weeks ago. They are an athletic, energetic, dangerous team, and they have arguably the most exciting young player at this entire tournament. His name is Arda Guler. He's 20 years old. He plays for Real Madrid, the most famous club in the history of football, and he has already been compared to some of the greatest midfielders ever to play the game. At Euro 2024, he scored one of the goals of the tournament with a stunning long-range strike that went viral worldwide. If you haven't heard of Arda Guler yet, you will by the end of this tournament. The Turkey game is on June 25th in Dallas at AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 80,000 people. If the US has already clinched by then, they might rotate their squad. If they haven't, this becomes one of the most electric atmospheres in the entire World Cup. What to watch? Weston McKennie versus Arda Guler in midfield. McKennie is a battle-hardened Juventus midfielder. Guler is a generational talent. That head-to-head could define the game. So, realistically, can the US win Group D and go through as group winners? Yes, and here's why it matters. Winning the group means you get a more favorable bracket in the knockout rounds. Finishing second means you potentially face a tougher opponent in the round of 32. The US is the highest-ranked team in the group at 16th in the world. Paraguay are 62nd. Australia are 24th. Turkey are 39th. The most likely scenario is that the US and Australia both advance, and the real question is who finishes first. If the US beats Paraguay, draws, or beats Australia, they're through. The Turkey game becomes a bonus. A realistic best case? US wins all 3 group games, goes through as group winners, sets up a favorable round of 32 matchup. The knockout stage starts June 28th. If the US advances, and they should, they'd play their round of 32 game on or around July 1st or 2nd. After that, anything is possible. Before I let you go, here are the 4 American players you need to know by name before June 12th. Christian Pulisic, number 10, AC Milan. The captain, the best American footballer alive. He's 27, in the form of his life, and this World Cup on home soil is his defining moment. Everything goes through him. Weston McKennie, number 8, Juventus. The engine. He covers every blade of grass, wins the ball back, and drives forward. Every great team needs someone who does the dirty work. McKennie is that guy. Gio Reyna, number 7, Borussia Mönchengladbach. The wild card. He's only 23, but has been one of the most gifted players of his generation since he was a teenager. Injuries have held him back. This World Cup could be the moment he finally announces himself to the world. Folarin Balogun, number 9, Monaco. The striker. Born in New York, raised in England, plays in France. He's athletic, clinical, and improving rapidly. If the US is going to score goals in this tournament, he's likely to be the one putting them in the net. Group D is winnable. The schedule is manageable. The talent is there. June 12th, SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles, 9 p.m. Eastern. The US versus Paraguay. The start of something that this country hasn't seen in 32 years. A World Cup on home soil with a team good enough to go deep. If you want to follow every game, understand every team, and know exactly what's happening as the tournament unfolds, subscribe to Pitch IQ right now. We're going to be here for every match, every storyline, and every moment that matters between now and July 19th. This is your World Cup. Let's enjoy every second of it. See you in the next one.